terms of the revenue side of it, because obviously if we have this traffic coming to our website, there is some stuff happening on the money side too. In 2008, and this was the game came out at the end of 2008, remember, we had 75% of our revenue was coming from wholesale, that is stores, that sort of thing. 25% of it's coming from our website sales. It's pretty good. It's pretty much in line with what we expected. It was a good year. We were really pleased. But in 2009, a complete flip-flop. And this was a testament to the traffic we were getting to our website. We were able to convert those dollars, all those people, or those visitors, to dollars, basically. So 70% of our web sales, our revenue consisted of 70% of web sales, 30% of wholesale. Also, probably, pretty telling in terms of what happened in our economy with the recession, that stores were closing, they weren't able to buy as much. And that does suck. I mean, we don't want to, obviously the stores have been very good to us in the past, and that is a very, very real thing. But in terms of keeping us afloat, keeping Shawnimals afloat, this is one of the reasons why we were able to stay in business. And attribute most of that to traffic. The other thing that happened is this kind of buzz, this word of mouth that continues to happen for us with really no money spent. So this is two screen grabs from Lie to Me, to show on Fox, starring Tim Roth. And unbeknownst to us, somebody over there decided to put a Ninja sticker on his phone. And it's on his phone. I mean, it's his phone. He uses it, it's not always in every episode, but when it is, like this, I mean, that's our character hanging out by Tim Roth's ear, which is crazy. We don't know who did it. I mean, we did have some people in California that ordered like 50 or 100 Ninja stickers, and they never really told us what they were for. We didn't ask. So we're assuming it was probably them, but whatever. I mean, no.
What show is it?
Lie to Me. It's pretty good. Tim Roth's a good actor. Not my favorite show, but I watch it now and again. And then the bottom screen grab is from a recent AT&T commercial. This was played, on network, primetime, whatever, especially during the NCAA playoffs. So that little guy in the lower right, that's our pork dumpling. We sticker is the character's name, but it's basically a pork dumpling. And that's an exclusive Shawnimals edition that was done in orange with a Ninja stamp on the back of it. They contacted a mutual friend. We sent some stuff out there, and they decided to use that along with some other things. They did not use any of the Ninjas we sent, but they kept them, so that's good. Creativity is greater than businessosity, and I don't think that's a word. But this is something that I wrestle with personally, and I think that a lot of small businesses wrestle with, especially if they're creatively driven, is, what are all the business stuff you have to deal with, whether it's basic like bookkeeping and accounting and legal issues, or just, whatever, versus the creative side that's obviously way more fun, energizing, fulfilling, all the things that we all know that it is. So how do you balance that? And I used to always say that business was a necessary evil, but I totally don't think that anymore. I think that business is just something that you have to do, you should be aware of how it operates, how it can help you and how it can hinder you, and basically kind of keep it in check. But be smart about it, because otherwise you're not going to stay in business very long. If you ignore it or think it doesn't exist, then that's a real problem. So what is next? I don't know exactly. I mean, we have some really cool stuff on the way. This is not what's next. But it is speaking to that issue of being in a niche and dabbling in the mainstream. And if we are able to, I'm going to give a nod to Tom here, we're going to maximize our niche and really be at the top of designer toys. I think we're getting there. That's a really good place to be. And I think at that point, some of the mainstream stuff that happens will reveal itself. We're part of a business plan competition that the city treasurer's office puts on. We were able to get second place in that. It was a good honor, and really made us think about our business differently. One of the judges in that competition said something to the effect of, well, what happens if you are like Beanie Babies and you all of a sudden become a sensation and then you're done. And frankly, I think it's very telling. I mean, if it gets to that point, then Shawnimals it's not the same thing it used to be. And at some point, like Ninja Town, it might be bigger than we ever imagined it is. And if we stopped it from growing or going in that direction, that's sort of beyond us. We're not pushing it necessarily, but it's going there because at some point the audience may take over. The Ninjatown audience may demand a cartoon and may demand something that's going to be in Target. And at that point, it is not the same thing, and that's okay. And if we're willing to allow that to happen and potentially benefit from that financially, I think there are much worse problems to have. And if I retire, or like the owner of Tide, by the top floor of this, the Spire building, or me, right? But the other part of it is, and this is something that I think anyone in here that makes things or designs things or really loves what they do, I'll still do something else. It doesn't matter. My wife Jen makes fun of me all the time. Said, she knows that if we ever sold the company for millions of dollars, that I would just do something else. She laughs, kind of annoys her, but it's true. I think anyone who loves what they do would do the same thing. Maybe I'd take a few months off. But in all seriousness, we do have some stuff coming out. This is the iPhone game that I mentioned. This is going to be out next week. It's called Ninjatown Trees of Doom. It's much different than the DS game. It's much more casual, like the iPhone lends itself to quick in and out gaming, trying to best your friends by getting higher and higher in the tree. So we worked directly, and this is the other cool thing that's happened for all of us because of the iPhone and the iPod Touch and Apple as a self-publishing, as a vehicle to self-publish things. We worked directly with the developer of the DS game on this, so we are in essence self-publishing this title through them. And because of that, again, we have complete control. It's licensed, it's a licensed thing, but it's much different than a traditional license because we want to, in this case, we want to be actively involved with making this thing because we want it to be awesome. And we want it to sell 4 million units like Doodle Jump has since the end of 2009, which is insane, just completely insane to me. And it's really fun. I don't know, if we get lucky, it's a crapshoot because it's a really saturated market. We all know how many games are on the iPhone App Store. But that's basically it. Thank you very much for listening.